In this short video, we're going to help you find your pelvic floor to teach you how to use them correctly so that you can feel confident that you can strengthen your pelvic floor in sitting, standing and lying. All women should be practicing their pelvic floor throughout their day, no matter what stage of life you're in. The pelvic floor muscles run from your pubic bone to your tailbone like a hammock, like my hands. Through them runs your urethra, vagina and back passage. When we contract them correctly, they draw together and up towards the ceiling to help support your lumbar spine and to keep you dry. We should be practicing slow, gentle contractions of about 20 spread out throughout the day. We also want to practice 5 repetitions of strong, fast contractions, which are more helpful for coughs and sneeze control. The pelvic floor muscles work best in good postures, so let's go through 3 positions to help you find and strengthen your pelvic floor. This is one of the easiest places to find and strengthen your pelvic floor. Firstly, stand near a table and balance your weight on both feet. From here, tip forward at your tailbone, sticking your bottom out slightly so you can reach your arms and rest them on a table. Turn your toes inwards to face each other, and from here we're going to balance your pelvic bowl. Imagine your pelvis is like a bowl of water. Tip it forward so that water pours out the front, and then tip it backwards so water pours out the back. Settle it in the middle so you're keeping all the water within the bowl. It'll mean that our spine is nice and long and can remain relaxed. Keeping everything else relaxed, we're going to breathe in through the nose, and as you breathe out, draw up your pelvic floor. Nothing should move as you do this contraction. Breath in, relax, and breath out, draw your pelvic floor up. A correct pelvic floor contraction will feel like you're drawing yourself away from the floor without moving. And now for sitting, something we do every day. So firstly, bring your bottom forward so that you're sitting towards the edge of the chair and balance out your pelvic bowl. Tip the pelvis backwards as if you're pouring water out the back and forwards as though water's pouring out the front, and then settle in the middle. The correct position, where the pelvis is in the middle, you'll feel your 2 sit bones balanced on the chair. From here, bring your chest bone in line with your pubic bone and float the back of your head up towards the ceiling. From here, as you breathe in, relax your shoulders, legs and buttocks. As you breathe out, lift your pelvic floor up towards the ceiling. Breathe in and relax. As you breathe out and lift your pelvic floor, nothing should move. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, lift your pelvic floor. You should feel like you're drawing yourself away from the chair. You can check that you're doing this correctly by placing your fingers on the inside of your hip bones. As you breathe out and lift your pelvic floor, you should feel your tummy draw away from your fingers and not push out. Don't forget, if you're doing it correctly, your spine's not moving. Breath in and breath out. This is something we can practice sitting in the car, waiting at red lights, at your desk, or even at dinner. Now we're looking at standing, something we do every day, whether it's in the kitchen, in the bathroom, shower, or waiting for a red light. Firstly, look down at your feet and make sure that they're shoulder width apart. Then make them parallel. From here, keep your knees soft and balance out your pelvic bowl. Again, imagining it's like a bowl of water. Tip it forward so that water pours out the front, tip it back so water pours out the back, and then settle it into that mid position. Here we should feel like our pubic bone and tailbone are level. Now, bring your chest in line and on top of your pubic bone. And from here, float the back of the head up towards the ceiling like a balloon. Let everything relax as you breathe in. As you breathe out, lift your pelvic floor away from the ground. Nothing else should move as you're practicing that. Breath out and lift. Resist the temptation to squeeze your buttocks. They're not your pelvic floor. That can take a little bit of practice at first. Imagining, as you lift your pelvic floor, that they're like lift doors, drawing together and lifting away from the ground. As you inhale, relax that lift back to the beginning. Please keep a note of how simple these exercises are. And if you're not seeing improvements in 2 to 3 weeks, then please consider seeing a women's health physiotherapist for a more individual program.